Imagine this. You're Jake, a hardworking guy who's just moved to the heart of Arkansas, the natural state, where the Ozarks roll like green waves and the air smells of pine and freedom. You've always been responsible with firearms, maybe from hunting trips with your granddad back home. Now, as a civilian gun owner settling into Little Rock or maybe a quiet town like Fayetteville, you're curious about the laws here. What can you do with that suppressor you've been eyeing? How big can your magazines be? Do you have to spill the beans to a cop if you're carrying? And what's the deal with concealed carry? Let's walk through your journey of discovery, piecing together the facts like a trail through the woods, with a bit of backstory on how these laws came to be. First, picture yourself at a local gun shop chatting with the owner about suppressors, those nifty devices that muffle the bang of a shot, protecting your hearing without turning your gun into a Hollywood whisper. In Arkansas, suppressors are perfectly legal for civilians like you, as long as you follow federal rules under the National Firearms Act of 1934. That federal law, born during the Prohibition era to curb gangsters' Tommy guns, requires a background check, $200 tax stamp, and registration with the ATF in a process that can take months. Arkansas doesn't add any state-level bans or extra hoops. In fact, since 2015's Act 720, you can even use suppressors for hunting here, making those early morning deer stalks quieter and safer for your ears. No recent changes in 2025, though there's buzz about the Federal Hearing Protection Act, reintroduced in February 2025 by senators including Arkansas's own, aiming to treat suppressors like regular accessories by ditching the tax and NFA red tape. For now, Jake, if you're over 21 and not prohibited, grab that Form 4 from the ATF and enjoy the hush. Just remember, it's still a felony to misuse one. As you load up on ammo at the counter, you spot high-capacity magazines stacked high 30 rounds, 50, even drum mags. Your eyes widen. Is there a limit? Nope. Arkansas has zero restrictions on magazine capacity for civilians. You can own, buy, or use whatever size fits your firearm, whether it's a pistol or rifle. This freedom stems from the state's long-standing hands-off approach to gun hardware, with no assault weapon bans or mag limits ever imposed at the state level. Back in the 1990s, when federal assault weapons bans tried to cap mags at 10 rounds nationwide, Arkansas stuck to its roots, and once that expired, the state never picked up the slack. Fast forward to today, and sources like the NARA-ELA confirm no changes. In 2025, it's all about personal responsibility. So, Jake, fill those mags to your heart's content, but always train safe and know your range rules. Now, fast forward a few days, you're out for a drive, windows down, when blue lights flash in your rear view. Heart racing, you pull over for a routine stop, maybe a taillight out. As the officer approaches, you wonder, do I have to tell them about the pistol tucked away? Here's where it gets nuanced. If you're carrying concealed without a permit, totally legal in Arkansas, there's no duty to inform the officer up front. You don't have to volunteer that info unless asked directly about weapons. But if you hold an optional concealed handgun carry license, the rules kick in. You must notify the officer during any official contact if they ask for ID and you're carrying a handgun. Show your license and photo ID on request. This distinction traces back to the state's permit system, established in 1995 with Act 411, which created shall issue licenses and tied duties like notification to them. As permitless carry expanded, the duties stayed license specific, as clarified by sources like the USCA and Arkansas State Police guidelines. No 2025 updates here, Jake. Just keep calm, be polite, and if you're licensed, speak up when ID is requested to avoid any hassle. Speaking of carrying that pistol hidden under your jacket, let's rewind to how Arkansas became a haven for concealed carry. Back in the early days post-Civil War Reconstruction, the state had strict bans on concealed weapons, rooted in 19th century fears of duels and violence. Think 1870s laws treating hidden guns as signs of ill intent. Fast forward to 1995, Act 411 flipped the script, creating a shall-issue permit system where qualified folks over 21 could get a license after training, background checks, and fees. But the real game changer came in 2013 with Act 746, which amended the law to say carrying a handgun isn't a crime unless you intend to use it unlawfully, essentially birthing permitless carry, though confusion reigned. Attorney General opinions in 2013 and 2015 muddied the waters, insisting permits were still needed except on journeys. Then, a 2018 Court of Appeals ruling cleared the fog, affirming you could carry concealed without a permit. In 2021, Act 757 explicitly repealed the old permit mandate for in-state carry, solidifying Arkansas as a constitutional carry state. And in 2023, Act 777 doubled down, stating permits are mainly for reciprocity with other states, no need at home. Today, in 2025, Jake, if you're 21 plus, not a felon, and sober-minded, strap on that concealed piece freely. Optional permits cost $50, $90 and unlock carry in 30 plus reciprocal states. Just avoid no-go zones like schools, courthouses, or posted private properties. As your story unfolds, Jake, remember, these laws evolved from a mix of frontier spirit and modern rights pushes, always balancing freedom with safety. Arkansas ranks permissive no waiting periods, no registration, but stay informed via the state police website or trusted groups. If something changes in the 2025 legislative session, like the proposed expansions from September 2024 previews, check back. For now, own responsibly, train often, and enjoy the liberties of the natural state. What part of this journey hits home for you? Drop a comment below.